Stumbling home, we don't know where we're going. Should've turned back hours ago. Out of our minds, I guess we're sleeping outside. You're still a good time, even in the cold.
Hello, welcome to Defender Adventure. We are Paul and Chrissy from the UK, and with our Land Rover Defender that we have called Sterling, we are travelling the world.
Guess we need a new plan. There's a motel a mile down the road.
Days were easy at Punta Chivato, but they were slipping by surprisingly quickly. We had by now been camping at Steele's Fish Camp for around a month. We had settled into a routine of play and chores, with the focus very much on play. With regards to chores, shopping was obviously a key one. While buying groceries was made easier with a home shopping service, we would periodically have to pack up the vehicle and head into the nearby town of Mulhay to stock up with supplies and top up our fresh water tank.
Una, please. Por favor.
There it comes, it's coming.
Receiving.
Down that street on the right,
They
right.
have great food.
Okay, we might give it a try. Okay. Has he turned it off? Oh yeah. No. Has he turned it off? Has he turned it off?
It's great.
On the way back from Mulhay, I would often take Chrissy to the high-end fish taco restaurant / car wash for a slap-up meal. I know how to spoil her.
Next. Lisa,
Usual.
remove your glasses.
Back at camp, other chores, such as getting a haircut, were made far more enjoyable when you had a view.
£25, please, sir.
I haven't even seen what it looks like yet.
I can go and get you a mirror. Anything for the weekend, sir?
With Steele very kindly letting us have use of his kayaks and paddleboards, we spent a lot of time in and on the water. And this led to some fantastic sightings of bird life. And it also led to some very special sightings of sea life. We loved seeing the rays both in and out of the water, but we had been told that whale sharks could be seen close to the coastline from time to time, and we were desperate to see these. But so far, no luck. Unfortunately, not all sea life was in the best of health.
Being in the same place for a period of time meant that we got to know a large number of people in the Punta Chivato community, and one of the things we learned early on was they loved to get together for, well, anything, including an Italian night, a casino night, or even a full moon party. But there were a couple of very special events held each year, and we were fortunate enough to be invited to them both.
Firstly, there was the Poker Drive, a charity fundraising event that required the use of an all-terrain off-road vehicle. We didn't have one, but we were very kindly offered the use of one by Rick and Cammy. With all the gear and no idea we followed Rick to the starting point of the event.
Okay.
So what am I doing?
You're going to draw a card.
One card. Hopefully it's an ace.
I've got a whole load of them. You step on it.
Oh, you did get an ace. That's the second one.
So,
Keep this with Paul.
okay, my turn.
Ready?
Yeah, I'm just going to have a look in, see what
No,
I can
beat
see.
you with that.
Thank you.
Pretty funny.
Jack.
Now the big cards, Jack of Hearts. Big cards are coming up.
The rules seemed quite simple. Drive a marked route to a number of meeting points. Have an alcoholic drink, even though it was only mid-morning. Draw a card and set off again to the next meeting point. Once 5 cards had been drawn, that is your poker hand, and you return back to the community centre to see if you have won, to have some lunch, and obviously have a few more drinks. For anyone that is interested, our poker hands were terrible. The other big event we were invited to was the golf tournament, and it was at this tournament that we met a gentleman called John Jensen, our team captain.
Yeah, John.
Whoa!
Wait a minute, I think we used my first shot, my second shot, and my third shot. I think you're home right now.
And it quickly became apparent of the type of person that John was when he set me up with a few practice balls before the tournament started.
I should get my getter black. Oh, he smoked it. Get in there. Get in there. Oh!
No!
Come on, let him in.
Yeah!
I hadn't played golf for over 10 years, and it really showed. But I was lucky to be in a great team of people who were more interested in having fun than winning.
Roll, 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 roll.
We had a great month, making many new friends at Punta Chivato, but we were now preparing ourselves to move on when this happened. America closed the land border with Mexico to all but US residents and essential travel. In Baja, local authorities announced the closure of all beaches and public spaces, meaning there was no real point in trying to leave Punta Chivato, as we now had nowhere to go. With a very kind gentleman taking pity on us, we were offered the opportunity to move into a house which had sat empty for some time. They say location is everything, and this house certainly ticked that box. We had great views during both the day and the night.
We also had a neighbour, Dr. Andy Adams, and he was my kind of doctor. Having been stung on the foot twice by this critter, Andy's treatment was a bottle of beer, a slap on the back, and welcome to Baja. Andy had a very playful puppy called Lolita, who loved to hang out with us. It seemed no place for her was off limits. The months were passing by and the weather was getting very hot. Our house had no air conditioning, but John and Deb came to our rescue and offered us a room in their little abode. They were the greatest of hosts and the best of friends, and then they introduced us to their circle of friends. and we had a blast. John was a keen fisherman who gave me a lot of stick over my fishing abilities.
Say that again. Is that your first fish, Paul? So you've never caught a fish before? Liar. Here. Nice fish. You want to hold this trophy-sized fish up?
But at least I caught my own fish.
Shit! Right my heel! God damn it! Yo, tail! Whoa, shit!
This one had been caught by someone else an hour earlier. John and a number of his friends had boats and we went fishing often. While I enjoyed the fishing, I enjoyed the wildlife spectacles even more. And yes, we eventually got to see the very thing we had really been hoping to see, a whale shark.
They say you can wait for a London bus for hours and then 3 come along at the same time. It seemed whale sharks operated in a similar manner. We were out for some fun on one of John's jet skis when we had a wonderful close encounter with a whale shark.
Around the end of June every year, Punta Chivato holds its annual Dorado fishing tournament, and this year they had a new weighmaster working alongside the official record-keeping twins. A prize-giving dinner follows the tournament and a charity raffle is held, with a couple of prizes this year kindly painted and donated by Chrissy. The fishing tournament marks the end of the season for most Americans and Canadians, and they return home to their respective countries to avoid the worst of the heat and humidity of a Baja summer. As John and Deb were also leaving, it was now time for us to do so as well. We were still very unsure of how long the COVID pandemic would last, and so with the USA border still closed and cases of COVID extremely high in Mexico, we decided to rent a house in a town called Loreto, where we could self-isolate until things improved. We would normally end our video here on a happy note and with a "see you soon," but unfortunately not on this occasion.